from Laser Lion that I paid for. He did send me like 2 things to try out, but the majority of the stuff I'm going to show you in this video I did purchase. And I've been wanting to show the stuff because Darren's a good guy. I think this stuff needs recognition, and I'll show you how a lot of it works. So as previously stated, I bought some stuff from him. He sent me these battery holders on his own a couple months ago, and I've been wanting to build a new T-stack organizer that holds all my batteries. But I like these so much, I actually ordered a set, paid for a set of the DeWalt ones. I guess he sent me the Makita and Milwaukee. So I have a Makita battery here. You can see how they lock in. I have a Milwaukee battery here. But I'm also on the DeWalt platform, and I didn't have those. And he even custom engraved them, if you guys can see that, which is really cool. All of his battery organizers lock together. He has these custom key slots on the back. So if you're gonna hang them in a trailer, or you're going to in a work van, or in a toolbox like I'm gonna do, you could actually use these keys, and they can tie them together. So you can lock, you don't have to use the same ones. You can lock the Makita together with the Milwaukee. So here's a Makita, here's a Milwaukee. Sorry, line them up. Obviously I'm trying to do it. See how they lock together? So that'll help you line them up when you're on a shelf wall and you want to keep them organized. You can shoot one level line, and then they stagger a little bit, but they're meant to lock together. So they come with these, which is really cool. Again, like I said, I actually paid for these ones. That's how much I like them. So I do want to make a box with these. That's going to be hopefully up pretty soon. I have an extra box that I was going to donate to this project, but I'm debating if I want to go with a rolling case again, but I'm probably just going to use the bigger T-stack box. And I've seen little pictures of a new pack out drawer that's coming out, so maybe they'll go in a pack out. We'll see. But I did want to show these one more time. These are super high quality. You're going to be seeing these come up on an upcoming video. I just gotta build the box first, and once I build the box, it'll be really cool. I have so many battery platforms. Sorry guys, I bought this new DeWalt headset, which works pretty well as a mic. You might be able to hear the sound difference now because the battery died. Literally only me, I would pull it out of the case, not charge it, and go right to using it. So bear with me for 30 minutes with my sound issues. So anyways, these battery holders are awesome. They're quality built. You can see all laser cut. His logo is "We Make Cool Shit," which is pretty cool. So it's all wrapped up, but when they key together, you could actually read that, which I always thought was pretty neat. Laser Lion, we make cool shit. So super cool stuff. I'm going to, the other thing that I bought, which I thought these are really cool. I'm sure we've all made projects that you want to label, and if you don't have a CNC machine, or even with the CNC machine, it's very difficult because you're limited to the table size that you can produce art on or a logo on. He makes these custom templates, or custom logos here. Carpenter 1-3 logo, and they needed the square one. He actually is the one that made these logos for me to begin with, and I have my brother-in-law put them on hats. But he sells a template here to route this one in, and then this one here is done off a 2-inch Forstner bit. So I'm going to run over to Rockler right now because I just need a thin wall 5/16 router bushing, and unfortunately I only have the thick wall one. And then I'm going to route in logos in my Hitachi wings, which I thought was kind of a cool place. That's where I originally wanted to put them. But moving forward, every nice piece I build, not those cabinets I'm working on this weekend, but anything nice I build, I'm going to use these, and I'm going to laminate or route these into my piece in a hidden spot as branding. So here's a walnut one. He can do about a multiple species, birch, walnut, all kinds of cool stuff. He did a couple big ones. Check that bad boy out. And then look at that, guys. Don't hate the player, hate the game. So I got a bunch more stuff I'm going to show you, but let me run over to Rockler real quick, and buy a thin wall bushing, and we'll be right back. Thankfully, I literally work like a block from a rockler, and they're open on Sundays. Well, they were open on Sundays. I missed them by 45 minutes. Damn you, COVID. Okay, guys, so my trip to Rockler was a failure. COVID. So I have a birch, a walnut, and then a black. I think that's phenolic. We'll have to check with Darren. But I think the black on the side of the wing, routed in, and maybe on the countertop, because this obviously separates. So I'm gonna set this up right now, sand this to make it look clean, and then put the logo right there, I think. There and here. And that way, if this one gets stolen, at least they're gonna have to pry that out. Get a little work center. Unfortunately, because I did not get the bushing I want to go by, I'm gonna have to make a little ghetto jig. Believe me, Darren's works. He shows it on his page for those that want to see it. But I unfortunately have to do it the old school way. So I'm gonna set up the wing right here. This is longer than cable, so I'm going to set it on this side, lock it on that side, and I can work right here. So again, to prep, I'm going to lay it sideways. Yeah, I think right here would be good. So just sand it real quick. When I'm all done, I might ease the edges. I wasn't gonna make these wings too pretty, but might as well make them look okay. So let me make a template real quick, and we'll go from there. You don't have to use a bushing, you could just use a pattern bit, but because of the radius being so small, I wanna use a 1/4 inch bit. So I'm going to still use a 5/16 bushing, except this is the thick walled one. So I'm just gonna account for that when I make my template. So you want to make sure these are on tight, guys, because anybody that's ever had one come off when you're routing, it's not fun. So I give it one little crank with a wrench. Okay, guys, again, nothing crazy. You just want to make sure it's tight. So just hold it. Slip it on the plastic. There you go. Here's one thing I like about the Milwaukee router over other companies' routers. Mainly Makita. Makita screwed up on this, I think. Their hole pattern only goes one way. What I mean by that is, when you go to put this on, see how they don't line up? They don't line up. See, that one's off? Now they line up. So you can only put their plates on, or a plate you make for them, one way. Makita's fits both ways, but it only lines up with the bit perfectly one way. So you end up tightening down your plate, and it's off by just, I mean, a very, very small amount, but it's off enough to where the bushing will hit if you don't get it on right. So that's one thing I do like about Milwaukee is theirs you can't screw up. It won't let you put it on a different direction. I haven't looked at the DeWalt. I have to check it out. I have the DeWalt router, but I never swapped the base out. So I don't know if that's that way on theirs or not. But I'll let you guys know. So there's a 1/16 difference between the edge of this bit and the outside of the bushing. So I need to make my template 1/8 of an inch bigger each direction. That'll give me a 1/16 gap all the way around for my logo. So I have a 1/8 spacer block, and instead of measuring, I'm just gonna use this to make the template in conjunction with the spacer block. I'll show you guys how to do that. Okay, first thing first, I use Baltic birch almost exclusively for jigs just because it's usually straight, strong, and flat. And it has good glue retention when we hold this up together. So the only two that need to be accurate are the tops and bottoms of the jig. The sides can run long. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna flush this 1/8" block up, flush there, and put a pencil line. And then I'm gonna use my saw kerf just to tell where that's at. Put a mark. So that's going to be that plus that. Okay, now on the sides, it doesn't matter. I can run those long. So I'm just going to pick a spot over here, make them the same. Okay, I moved so where we can see a little bit better. So here's the two pieces plus 1/8. So that's my height to my logo plus 1/8 of an inch with my spacer here. That's the only ones that have to be perfect, because the other ones we can just slide up and down the jig, and I'll show you what that means. So right now I'm going to take my Titebond CA glue here. There's two ways to do this. You can activate the piece like this. The only thing is you got literally microseconds to get that on there, because you can't move it. Once it hits, it's over. Or a lot of times what I do, that's already set for my height. So now I just need to add my little spacer here for the width, because my height is I already accounted for that 1/8 on the other part. A lot of times what I'll do here is I'll just push them together, put that spacer in there, nice and tight, and then activate it from the top. The activator is really thin, so it'll actually work its way in the joint. Now, we know we have plus 1/8 there because I cut that on the radial arm saw, and I added the 1/8" shim here. So now, I just need to put glue, stick this one on, and then trim the outsides first. Okay, once the jig is done, I usually sand it, just because if there's any lips, you don't want the router to hit that and throw your template off at all. But that's what you end up with, right? I'm only going to use this jig for this, because Darren's jig's a lot nicer, and I'm going to just get the router bushing correct for it, and that way I don't have to do this. But for today's sake, I have a choice. So if you want to make a more permanent jig, I use 1/2" plywood, and the main reason is I know a lot of guys will use 5/8 or 3/4. They'll pocket screw them together, domino them together. I do add dominoes every now and then if I want it to last forever. But another trick is, after you do it, use your template to make a more permanent template, just like that one. Or skin the top of this after you sand it with 1/8" plywood, and that'll hold it together. Glue it, clamp it. With the quick dry glues, you let it clamp for 20 minutes and then route out that center, and you end up a real clean template like this. So just a couple ideas. I'm gonna sand this one real quick. And again, I like the Titebond glue better. It just seems to work really good. Okay, when I go to do it into the wing, actually route into the wing, I'm going to use double-sided tape. But just to do a little sample piece to make sure it's built right, I'm going to use screws here. Okay. And I wish every other tool company would take suit with this. Milwaukee's vacuum fits. This little vacuum, I know a lot of people, not their favorite vacuum. I love this little thing for little. It's not going to collect much dust because the bit's almost the same size as the port. but it'll still keep dust from flying out. The Bosch 35mm hose fits this. The Festool hose fits this. Wish everybody did that. Get a mallet, and I think that bad boy will go. 1 second, let me get a mallet. Sorry about that, guys. I had to run out to my truck. So, now the only problem is I'm never going to be able to get that damn thing out. Probably should have thought about that before I pounded it in there. I'm going to set my bit like just a hair more in. I could probably pound that flush, but I need room for glue when I put it on there. But yep, I think we're good. We'll go ahead and get it ready for that. Okay guys, show you a way to not damage your workpiece. Like I said, these have been used. You can see there's some splintering. They've been getting tested in the field quite a bit. So I'm gonna put down a piece of tape. And if I want to center this, I'm gonna measure the width of the wing, which is 2 3/8. So 1 3/16 is my center. And I'm gonna draw a continuous line. And then wherever I want this thing to be, this one isn't as crucial. We're gonna just say, I don't know, right there, because it really doesn't matter height wise. I'm gonna put an X. Hopefully I don't run out of lead. Okay, so I have an X. Now on my jig itself, I drew an X and I carried that point to each intersection there. What that allows me to do, so I don't ruin the jig either, I'm gonna put a piece of tape. And then I just need a little dab of CA glue. And I just gotta line those 4 points up before I stick it down. So that guy with that guy, and then hold it down for a second. So I took, I don't know if you guys can see the pencil lines, but I lined those 4 points up, sprayed it, stuck it, and now it's ready for routing. Okay, again, for template routing, you don't need a spiral bit. You can use a straight bit, but this is the Bits and Bits quarter spiral upcut bit. Really good bit. Okay. Oh, I found a finish nail. Sorry. But nothing for the Bits and Bits router bits. So now that I use double-sided tape, or tape on there first, you can see it didn't ruin it. Didn't ruin it. Okay, white or the birch or black is the question. I think I'm gonna face it that way. The black sticks out more for sure, but this looks like it's more cut into the wing. Of course, I can do 1 and 1. I'm gonna do the birch on here, and I'm gonna do the black on the actual saw. So I can't find my small speed set bottle, so I'm gonna use the Quick and Thick. They're about the same strength. I've been using that speed set a lot more lately. I got a cool product in the mail to help those quick and thick users. I'll be showing you guys here this week coming up. I left it at the house on accident. There you go. Now everybody's gonna know their mind when they see them. It's real subtle, but I think that looks pretty damn cool. So like I said, guys, Darren's products are awesome. I'm debating if I want to put one on the saw stand there. I might do that tomorrow, or maybe on the stop block. I just mainly wanted to come up today and show one of the products. I'm going to do a series of breakdowns over a bunch of the stuff I got from him, but I don't want to do them injustice and just skim them over. If you guys want to go to his page and check out some of his custom dust ports, I'm going to show you guys all of these. I'll give you a brief rundown on a couple of them right now. All right, guys, when I say he does custom things, he does custom things. One of my boys on here sent me a dust port for the Armadillo sander, but one of the problems was you have to trim it. Not a big deal, but you had to trim it to fit the Festool Bosch type hoses. So Darren custom sent me one with the little nibs on it and everything. Locks on perfectly, and this fits directly to the Festool Makita type sanders. Speaking of Makita, I love Makita, but one of the worst things that Makita does to all of us is their damn dust ports are never the same size. They have these stupid 1-inch ports that don't even fit half their vacuums. So Darren makes these custom dust ports, again, right to a 35 millimeter. And they fit snug too. So, again, really cool stuff. Check this out. I paid for this. He did not send me this for free. See the Carpenter 1.3s in there? He gave me a couple extra skins. Both just have a different pattern here. Super cool. He even sent me some to send, because he's in Canada, so to save on the shipping cost, he sent me a couple for my boy Aldo that I got sent up. So look how handy, man. So if you want to rep your company in a pretty gangster way, hit him up, man. These Gerber knives are premium as they are. Gerber knives are sweet. So being able to have your company logo or your branding on it done this way, that's pretty sweet, man. So again, I highly recommend. He even gave me these dick-shaped ones. And for whatever reason, he put Insta-Hate on there. I have nothing to do with that guy, but we're gonna pretend like I do. And if you need help designing your logos or doing anything, he's the man. So this is gonna be part one of the video. Obviously this video is really long, so I don't think anybody's gonna watch it for an hour. So I will do more videos coming up, and I will show you more of the stuff that's in this box. I don't wanna be unfair and not give anything enough attention to what he sent me. So again, if you have or need custom ports done for your tools, custom logos, custom anything custom, Darren's the man, guys. No joke. Check him out, Lion Fabrications.